Lady Windermere's Fan by Oscar Wilde is a four-act play that opens at the home of Lady Margaret Windermere, where she is arranging roses in preparation for a party celebrating her birthday that evening. Lord Darlington arrives engaging in flirtation. Margaret rebukes him, reminding him of her marriage, yet he insists she is entitled to seek comfort, hinting at her husband's unfaithfulness. Unaware of his implication, Margaret continues to dismiss his advances. After Darlington departs, the Duchess of Berwick arrives with her daughter, Lady Agatha Carlisle, informing Margaret that Lord Windermere has been spending time and money on Mrs. Erlynne, a woman of questionable reputation. The Duchess means no offense and shares that her own husband has been unfaithful, suggesting that men are often incapable of moral constancy. Before leaving, she expresses her eagerness to see Agatha married despite the moral failings of men. Margaret then examines her husband's desk and discovers records of payments to Mrs. Erlynne. Lord Windermere enters, catching her, and becomes upset. He requests that she invite Mrs. Erlynne to the party, but Margaret refuses outright. Undeterred, he extends the invitation regardless. Margaret vows to strike Mrs. Erlynne with her fan, enraging her husband, and storms out. Windermere confides to the audience that revealing Mrs. Erlynne's identity would bring shame to his wife. Act 2 begins with Margaret's birthday celebration. The Duchess encourages her daughter to dance with Mr. Hopper, a prospective suitor from Australia. Her brother, Lord Augustus Lorton, converses with Windermere about how Mrs. Erlynne might become respectable enough for marriage, and is relieved to learn she will attend the party. Mrs. Erlynne arrives, charming the guests and attracting the attention of several men, much to their wives' annoyance. Margaret, still upset with her husband, flirts with Lord Darlington, who declares his love and offers to whisk her away. Shocked, she asks for time to see if her husband will prove faithful. Darlington, heartbroken, reveals he leaves England the next day. The Duchess praises Mrs. Erlynne, but subtly suggests Margaret keep her away from Windermere. Meanwhile, Mr. Hopper proposes to Agatha, and Lord Lorton proposes to Mrs. Erlynne, requesting an annual payment from Windermere, who reluctantly agrees. Margaret resolves to flee with Darlington and leaves a farewell note on her husband's desk, discovered by Mrs. Erlynne. When Augustus arrives, Mrs. Erlynne asks him to escort Darlington to his club until morning. Margaret, still undecided, visits Darlington, only for Mrs. Erlynne to intervene, assuring her that she is not involved with Lord Windermere and urging her to return to her husband. Remembering her child, Margaret decides to stay, and both women hide as Augustus, Darlington, Windermere, and others arrive after being turned away from their club. As the men play cards and discover Margaret's fan, Mrs. Erlynne steps forward, claiming she mistakenly took it, preserving Margaret's honor. In Act 4, Margaret reflects on Mrs. Erlynne's willingness to tarnish her reputation to protect hers. Windermere proposes a countryside trip while criticizing Mrs. Erlynne, who Margaret praises. Margaret insists on seeing her before leaving. Mrs. Erlynne plans her departure but requests a photograph of Margaret and her child. While Margaret fetches it, Mrs. Erlynne privately reveals to Windermere that she is Margaret's mother, though she conceals this from Margaret, advising her to keep her thoughts of leaving her husband secret. When Lord Augustus arrives, Mrs. Erlynne claims she was seeking him in Darlington's rooms, prompting his renewed proposal. Margaret remarks on Augustus's good fortune in marrying such a woman. Oscar Wilde's work is celebrated for its wit and aesthetic flair. In addition to Lady Windermere's Fan, his notable works include The Picture of Dorian Gray, A Woman of No Importance, An Ideal Husband, and The Importance of Being Earnest. Despite critical acclaim, Wilde later faced legal troubles, resulting in 2 years' imprisonment upon release. He was financially ruined and his life remained overshadowed by scandal. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.